Welcome to Floyd Avenue. This is Floyd Ave, and you can call me your Uncle Floyd. Sometimes I actually, when I get into my practice routine, I play a little game with myself. It's like, what if I only had 3 strings? What if all I had to deal with was just that, those 3 strings, and how much can I do? How much can I get out of just those 3 strings? And you'd really be surprised at some of the things you can come up with. I mean, you could obviously do right. You can actually do a little kind of arpeggio thing. Which is just it's like an A minor chord, just up to the 7th. Okay. A couple of other things you can do is do bends with vibrato. You can also do hammer-ons. That's when you go from one note and you hammer on. You don't really pick it. It's just, it's not a trill. Don't think that that's a hammer-on. A real hammer-on is, you can do it anywhere. That is what a hammer-on is. Okay, so here's an example of doing hammer-ons. But there's something missing. If you do the hammer-on and what is known as a pull-off, you start on this note and you're going to wind up on a different note, and normally you do it on 1 string. So a pull-off is when you start with a note and you pull off. When you pull down when you're doing pull-offs. Alright? You go up. So now we know what a hammer-on and a pull-off is. Yeah. Just endless possibilities that you can do. And another thing I like to incorporate when I'm soloing is I used to call it a slur. I kind of learned it from Eric Clapton. So you're doing a hammer-on, pull-off, and you're going to a different note. So it's like anywhere. So we got hammer-ons, pull-offs. Okay. And I want to get into a little bit of how you can incorporate bends. start out any solo. If you're not sure what note to start on the, if you're an A, start on this. Really, yeah, just hammer on. And go up and do a vibrato. Whole step bend on the 3rd string, 7th fret. You don't always have to use vibrato, but you know, it's just. And if you got enough gain going on in your amp, sometimes it's cool just to bend up to that note and then wait and let it sustain a little bit, and then add that vibrato. I kind of learned that from Joe Satriani when he used to take lessons, and his instructor would say, "Can you play any note that doesn't suck?" And what Joe realized was he was just like going, you know. And the instructor was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, I don't know, just do the bend, do it in key, and then add vibrato at the very end. Example. Yeah, that gives it a little bit of a feel there, instead of just, you know, out of control. So I thought it was funny watching Joe, one of his instructional videos, telling him that, "Can you play a note that doesn't suck?" I laughed my ass off, and I can sympathize with Joe, because I used to be that way too. The thing about vibrato is the speed. You can do a really wide vibrato, like, okay, or you can do a little bit tighter. My thing has always been never use the vibrato faster than the tempo of the song. And you're like, okay, so let's say the tempo's. Let's say the tempo's. So you get into the soloing part. Double that. But I would never go faster than that. Whatever the tempo dictates, your vibrato should be in time. Should be in time rhythmically with the song. Otherwise, it's not gonna sound good. You know, don't use vibrato just for the sake of I want to go. You know, try. And then finish it off with a little vibrato. You know, okay. So that's one of the things I got from a kick out of Joe Satriani. You know, talking about vibrato, and it's a funny story, but it's true. Don't get obsessed, you know, with your vibrato. Don't try to be too fast with your vibrato. Like I said, never exceed, you know, the tempo of the song you're playing. You can do it, you know what I mean? You don't have to do vibrato at all. And it could be a little bit slower than the tempo. That's fine. But never go faster than the tempo of the song you're playing. This one. That's the up vibrato. And then if you do the pull off, you're going to do a down vibrato with the wrist. So the rule of thumb is if you're bending a note, you'll use an up vibrato. There are a few exceptions, and I'll talk about it. So if you're going, that's an up vibrato. If you're going down to this note, Clapton would do up vibrato, which is it's hard to get used to, but it was almost moving his whole hand up. You know, it's cool. I normally only do that on the high E. I only do that up vibrato. If it's not a bend, the E string, you got nowhere to go if you do a down vibrato. The high E, where you gonna go? So you kind of gotta do it. You kind of gotta do it like the B.B. King thing. See that note right there? I did a down vibrato. There it is, slow. Takes a while to get it, man. You will be hurting. If you're doing a lot of bends and vibrato, your calluses are going to get so. You'll get to the point where your fingers hurt, and if you get to that point, you know, and it just hurts, just take a day off. And the next time you pick up your guitar, those calluses will be much harder and it will be much more easier to do. That's a down vibrato. Sometimes you can do a down vibrato on this note. Kind of cool, man. You got, I mean, that third finger is a lot stronger than the rest, so but you would never do a down vibrato if you're bending a string up. It's impossible. So here's a down vibrato. Here's another one if I go. What's the rule? You only use the up vibrato if you're bending a note. Anything else other than the high E, you can do a down vibrato, okay? If you're playing this high E, where are you gonna go if you bend down? You're gonna go right off the fret. So B.B. King used to have the most incredible famous vibrato, you know, when he would do Thrill Is Gone. And it was an up vibrato, really fast on that. 9 times out of 10 you're going to be doing a down vibrato, unless you're bending a note. If you're bending a note up, for this example, you're in this A pentatonic. If you're doing it, if you're bending the string up, you're doing an up vibrato. There's no way around it. That was just a, introduction to vibrato, and I stress the importance of that, because I've seen so many students come to me and they got this like bumblebee fast vibrato, and I say, hey, I can play blues. Okay, well, let me hear you play. And they'll go. Have like a vibrato, like, what the hell are you doing? What blues are you listening to? And I highly stress, sit down and explore. Even if you want to just be a heavy metal shredder, it never hurts. I think some of the best guitar players that have become guitar heroes and shredders come from a blues background. And instead of listening to Eric Clapton or Joe Satriani, go back and listen to the guys they listened to. This is Floyd Ave out.